Hi everybody, Ty Lord here with some movie pickups and one video game I want to share. I have a lot of movies to talk about. I'll try to get through them fast. I've watched a few movies this week, so I'll discuss some of those. A lot of these I have not seen. I have a package from Hidden Game Room. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. And I got a package from RetroVHSWorld, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description. Check them both out. I also made a purchase off of Instagram, of all places. I'll talk about that in a bit. And then just some stuff I found. My usual pickups at Rasputin. Some good stuff. I'll get to my Christmas package first. I got from HGR. I'm in a little text group with some of my video game buddies, and we usually do a Christmas exchange. And this year, HGR drew my name, and he sent me a game. One of the games on my wish list, actually. It was pretty cool of him. A nice Christmas gift. Eternal Champions on Sega CD. And this one's called Challenge from the Dark Side. It's a sequel to Eternal Champions, which I still haven't beaten legitimately. I beat it with emulation because of save states, but I still haven't beaten it. But this one's a gorgeous copy. There's some packing foam in there. Gorgeous copy. Even has some protective paper in there. Another huge manual, just like Eternal Champion 1 on Genesis had a big manual. This looks like it has a lot of information in there. Yeah, each character has a couple pages of moves and whatnot. From what I've played of this so far, really cool presentation. Of course, with the CD quality sound, the game sounds fantastic, way better than the other one. It's not any easier. That might even be more difficult. This game is like trolling me even more than the other one. I thought this was going to be easier, but it's even harder. You only get 2 continues and that's it. So I don't know, and it plays a little bit different. I was using some of the strategies on the first one, and it wouldn't work on this. So I'm going to have to relearn how to play this. But graphics and everything, there's a really long video at the beginning, like going into the backstory of all the characters. It's pretty interesting. A cool intro by the, I don't know if this is the publisher, Deep Water, or the developer. Cool little intro at the beginning, like a shark eating people out on a raft. Very cool. So happy to have this. Again, thanks again to my boy HGR. Go check out his Hidden Game Room channel, where he posts a lot of video game pickup videos. He does the Gaming Monthly, where he gets the box, but he'll actually put the footage of every game. So kind of interesting to get a video footage of every game he picks up. So if you kind of gives you a better idea what the game's all about, kind of get you interested in different games. But he always has the gameplay footage of every game he picks up. Let's see. Oh, and then on top of that, I guess he found these at a thrift store and he threw that in there. The Jackie Chan collection. I gotta remember what side the camera's on. Yeah, Jackie Chan collection there with 6 of his movies, and I haven't seen any of these. Not really into the old Hong Kong stuff, but I should start getting into that stuff. It's got Fearless Hyena 2, Spiritual Kung Fu, Half a Loaf of Kung Fu, New Fist of Fury, To Kill with Intrigue. Yeah, these look like the old ones for that he made in China. So I have to start getting into those. Very good stuff. And then a package from my buddy Mario from the Retro Wave podcast, El Tiburon, Retro Tiburon. He sent me a bunch of goodies. I'll get to those right now. I guess I'll start off with, I think I have a package going out to you, Mario. I forget if you got it or not. But he sent me some DVDs, Blu-ray, and good old VHS. But check this out. A 4-action pack. Got 2 Chuck Norris movies on there. Octagon, which is really good, and A Force of One, which I think is pretty good. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure I've seen this one. I can't remember. The Octagon's good. And then it has these 2 other random. Oh, there's a Fred Ward movie, Exit Speed. I haven't seen that, with Desmond Harrington and Leah Thompson. And then one called Garrison. I'm not familiar with that one. Based on the true story of Fort Bragg killings in 2002. Very interesting. Oh my gosh, here he goes again with the Jesse Stone. He's always trolling me with this stuff. I think he sent me 2 other ones. Should I go through these and watch them all? I'm really not interested in these at all, but I'm afraid if I start watching them, I will like them and want to watch all these things. There's like 9 or 10 of them, for goodness sake. With all the Magnum PI himself, Tom Selleck. I remember this is something like my grandparents would like this stuff they would watch, or my in-laws. But I don't know, maybe I would like it, because Tom Selleck's a stud. And then here's one I didn't have. I've never seen this one. John Schneider, Tommy Tiny Lister, and James Russo in American Justice. There's Tiny Lister, Zeus. I didn't realize he was the lead character in the movie. This might be a cool action movie. What year is this? 2014. It's not that old. So I don't know. There's that. And then this other one, Trailer Park Terror, unrated, from Walmart. Looks like it's this hillbilly zombie slaughtering teenagers movie. I see there's zombie. I see there's a rock and roll zombie on the back. I'm not familiar with this thing at all. It's got a slip cover. I don't know if I might give it a try. I don't know. And then onto the Blu-rays. He says to me there's this random stuff, and I already had this, but I don't think it was this nice of a set. Limited edition Filmmakers Gallery storybook of Wreck-It Ralph, which is a cool movie, cool kids movie. Is this Wreck-It Ralph? The first? Oh, Into the Internet. This is the second one, so I didn't have that one. Very cool. I like the first one. I don't know anything about this second one, but this is a nice little package here. Anyone has seen that, let me know. I like the first one a lot. And then he's got me a Dolph Lundgren set here. Command, Performance, and Direct Contact. I haven't seen either of those. I'll get to Dolph Lundgren here in a minute, but here's another Disney movie that I really liked. That didn't get much praise when it came out. Came out before like the superhero movies started getting made. I bet if this was somehow tied into Marvel, everyone would be all on its nuts. Prince of Persia, because it's a cool movie. I was never really big into the games, but this movie was a pretty fun adventure movie. I enjoyed it a lot. My wife and I saw it, I think before we had kids, at the show. This is a good, fun, high-quality fantasy adventure movie. With, what's his name, Boy in the Bubble, Jake Gyllenhaal, Ben Kingsley's in it, Gemma Arterton was in it, and Alfred Molina. was it? It was a Disney movie. I remember this one and John Carter didn't get any love at all. Those are like my two favorite Disney movies. Screw these freaking Marvel movies. Like, it's all about Prince of Persia and John Carter. Okay. Oh, and then this one, I remember he didn't care for this wolf with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer. So it's got the Joker and Catwoman. This is kind of like a slow drama wolf movie. I remember I saw it at the drive-in when I was a kid, and I remember it was kind of boring. But I don't know, I might like it in my older age. Because I always liked Jack Nicholson because of Batman, and I liked her a lot. I had a crush on her because of Batman and of other things she was in. She was in Scarface. So I haven't seen that one in a while. It's probably been 25 years since I've seen it. Here's Creed with what's his name, Michael B. Jordan and Stallone, which I really gotta watch. Ryan Coogler directed. I think he's from Oakland, not far from here. Kind of continuation of the Rocky story. I think it's Carl Weathers' kid. He grows up to be a boxer, and Stallone and Rocky trains him, from what I know. And I haven't seen any Rockies past Rocky 5, so I gotta like maybe go back and watch all of those, and then watch Rocky Balboa, and then all of these things. But I hear these are really good. And then here's one Isaac Florentine movie. I really like him as a director. This has got Ninja 2, which is, I don't even think I've seen Ninja 1, but I've seen this one, Ninja 2, with Scott Adkins. Probably one of his best movies. And Isaac Florentine directed it, and Ken Kasugi is in it. Sho Kasugi's son. Really cool ninja movie. Classic ninja movie for a modern movie. Yeah, I think that's it for the Blu-rays. Now on to the wonderful VHS tapes. Okay. I hate to admit I haven't seen either of these. I've only seen the first one, and I was going to get around to watching them, but I couldn't find them streaming anywhere. I'm always afraid to use my VHS player because I'm afraid it's going to eat the tape, but it's one of those units, like it's a Zenith unit where the TV's on the VCR. Anyway, but Iron Eagle 2 and 3 with my guy here, Lou Gossett Jr., one of my favorite actors. I'll get to him again later on. I don't think I've seen either of the sequels. I know this one's directed by John Glenn, one of my favorite directors. He directed all the Bond movies in the 80s. And a couple other movies. Another movie I'll get to in a bit. And I think the Columbus movie. But this one, and then this one has that really beautiful like bodybuilder woman from Albert Pune's Ravenhawk. What is her name? I don't even see her name on here, but it's got Rachel McLish from Ravenhawk. I see Sonny Chiba's in here. Oh yeah, he is. Wow. Cool. So I'm looking forward to watching this. I want to watch both of these. Actually, I might go back and watch the first one again. Fantastic stuff there. One of my favorite Van Damme, if not favorite, then one of the best 90s action movies. If there's got to be up on top of 90s action movies, Double Impact with Van Damme and Van Damme. Really, really underrated actor, Van Damme. Like everyone, just musclehead from Brussels, martial arts guy, but he's got like some charisma, almost like Bruce Lee. Directed by Sheldon Lettich, who's probably done all the best martial art movies, American ones. Um, man, this is like top of the line action, and Bolo Young is in it. It always reminds me of Double Dragon, like he's picking up barrels and throwing them. So much action, like gun action and martial arts action. Cool henchmen. Two different Van Dams kind of clash. They're kind of different personalities, so there's kind of a fun characters and fun little side characters in here. These are like two twins separated at birth. One of them's raised like in, I forget if it's in LA or if I forget if it's California or Florida. And then the other guy was raised like in the streets of Hong Kong, so he's like a tough guy. This guy's kind of like a pretty boy, but they both are really good at martial arts, and they're trying to find their parents' killers. Really cool movie. And I already had that, so I'm going to probably give that away. And getting back to Dolph Lundgren and Lou Gossett Jr., here's Cover Up. And I had never seen this one until now. This is I would think it would be some kind of corny 90s action movie from the cover. It has that, I would think it would be more along the lines of something like Van Damme would do or something, but it's actually kind of a really gritty based, a gritty movie. It actually feels like something that would have came out in the 70s. It's really gritty movie, and Dolph Lundgren plays an American journalist, and then Lou Gossett Jr. is a CIA director. And there's been all these attacks on naval outpost bases in Tel Aviv and Israel. It's set in Israel. And there's some kind of viral or germ warfare going on in this movie, and Dolph Lundgren, it's really not really something I would expect Dolph Lundgren to be in. It's more like something you would like Clint Eastwood or I don't know, like Richard Gere or something. Like it's he doesn't really play like the usual role he plays. He's a pretty good actor too. Like I wouldn't have known. Like this does not seem like a Dolph Lundgren movie. He does have a couple fight scenes, and there's a little bit of action peppered in this movie, but pretty much just suspense, slow burn movie. It kind of feels like a 70s movie. It's, the grits in this movie is like feels like a 70s movie. These terrorists are killing American soldiers. And there's some kind of germ warfare. These terrorists are gonna to try to kill everyone in Tel Aviv at a big festival at Easter time. And Dolph Lundgren and Lou Gossett Jr. kind of clash because he doesn't like government agent guys, but eventually they have to work together. I wish Lou Gossett Jr. was in it more. He only has a couple scenes, but he always kills it. Has a really cool twist at the end. A lot of cool like fight scenes in this, and they're not like Van Damme type fight scenes. They're more like kind of gritty, brutal. Kind of reminds me of the train fight from Russia with Love. He fights at one point. The guy comes in. It kind of reminds me of something out of a older Bond movie. The hotel waiter, whatever they call it, they come to your room to give you your food. He comes into Dolph's room, and he pulls out the garrote wire and tries to start choking him. And they get into this big brawl inside the hotel room. It kind of reminds me of that Robert Shaw, Sean Connery fight on the train. It's got really gritty, brutal fight scene. There's a couple of fight scenes like that in this movie. Never know who to trust in this thing. I think it was a pretty good movie, directed by, doesn't say, Manny Koto. I haven't done any research on it, but it's kind of a slow burn movie, but I was glad I watched this. So thank you, Mario, for all that good stuff. Once again, thanks to HGR for the video games and the Jackie Chan movies. While we're on VHS tapes, I'll show you my VHS pickups. First one here, I got at Rasputin's. I forgot if I mentioned this or not. Split Second with Rutger Hauer. and Kim Cattrall's in here. This I forgot if I mentioned this or not last week that I found it for 50 cents, but found this one. Great one for the library. Really cool movie. Kind of like a futuristic. I don't really know if not really cyberpunk. It kind of has that Blade Runner feel. And it's got Rutger Hauer from Blade Runner. This might actually be my favorite Rutger Hauer movie after I rewatched it. Who's this directed by? Tony Melam. I didn't really do any research on him. Really cool, sort of like a noir detective, serial killer, sci-fi, futuristic movie. Really cool look for Rutger Hauer. This has got to be like the coolest look I've ever seen him in a movie. Might be my favorite movie. About this serial killer monster. You don't really see it till the end. It looks like the alien, pretty much from Alien and Aliens. You can kind of see it on the back. You don't see it too much in the movie, but it's really cool looking when you finally see it. This alien's going around killing random people, ripping their hearts out and eating it. No one knows who this killer is. No one even knows it's a monster. They just think it's a psychotic killer. Rutger Hauer's partner, of course, had been killed by this thing many years before, so he's kind of like down and out and kind of going crazy. And he left I guess he ended up hooking up with his partner's wife, who is played by Kim Cattrall, but then he ended up leaving her. Like, he's gone crazy. This whole partner killing him partner getting killed is driven him nuts. And all he does now is he always has his big guns, and he's super impulsive, and all the other cops think he's nuts. And he's like addicted to coffee and cigarettes and donuts and candy. And he's really badass, like typical alpha male badass, always cigarette, like no one can push him around. He's like, all the other cops at the station like give him attitude, just like slap him around. And it's set in London, England. It's supposed to be in the future. Like, global warming has caused the tides to rise, so certain times during the day the city's flooded like up to your knees. It has like a cool. The visuals in this movie, really cool visual look. His apartment's cool. Kind of looks like something out of Blade Runner, but he has like his Harley in there. And he has like Harley Davidson signs and stuff. Like, really cool macho hideout he has. And his name is Harley. His name is like Harley Stone, which is a cool macho name. He teams up with he's kind of a dweeby, nerdy guy, Englishman. It's set in England, but all the cops have guns. I guess in the future, all the cops can have guns. Like, they are loaded with with heavy artillery. But his buddy is this nerdy guy that graduated from Oxford. He's super smart. He researches the occult, and he's a writer, and he's super nerdy. And this guy doesn't get along with him at first, but eventually they become buddies. But his buddy, you'd think he was like a dweeby nerd virgin, but I guess he has a girlfriend, and he gets to pound every night, and he always runs like 5 miles every day. So he's got his act together, his partner, but he's like, he thinks he's a yuppie college boy, and he's kind of a nerdy guy. One thing I noticed was his partner. I forget the actor's name. He's pretty good in this. He kind of goes through a little change in the movie. He has a keychain. His keychain has Lex Luger on it, like a little toy Lex Luger, the wrestler. He says, "Oh, my girlfriend gave it to me." But anyway, they're trying to track down this killer. It rips out the heart of its victim and takes a bite out of it, and then it takes whoever it kills, it takes on their DNA, and I think it's like taking their soul too or something. But whoever it kills, or even scratches, it takes on their DNA. This weird monster. And visuals. This might be another one of those movies that the creators of Resident Evil took inspiration from, because there's like a subway attack where the monster's like shredding through the top of the subway cart, and they're fighting in there. It looks a lot like visuals you would see out of like Resident Evil 2. Yeah, really cool movie. Yeah, probably one of my favorite Rutger Hauer movies. And then here's another one. Speaking of John Glenn, that directed Iron Eagle 3 and all my favorite Bond movies. Here's Point Men with Christopher Lambert. I haven't seen this one yet. I need to watch it. Looks like it's Mary Mariam Dabo is in it from License to Kill, or from Living Daylights. The Bond girl from Living Daylights is in here. Very cool. So that was another John Glenn movie. Living Daylights. License to Kill was too. And then I ordered from RetroVHSWorld. I think that's the name of the place. I'll leave a link in the description. It's on Instagram. This guy gave me this great deal on these two movies I really like. I would never buy freaking VHS tapes. He gave me a really good deal. Like, these were like both like $13 together shipped. One of them sealed. I wouldn't buy these movies, but they're not available in North America on Blu-ray or DVD. I don't even think they have a laser disc release, but I got, first of all, with Gary Daniels' Fist of the North Star. And I think this movie, I didn't really ever follow the anime. I watched the anime movie when I was a kid and I really liked it, but I probably I'm more drawn to this movie because it's got Gary Daniels in it doing badass martial arts. He's like a freaking stud. He's so jacked in this movie. He's probably like 200 pounds of muscle, and he can do like the Van Damme splits and move like a cat. Really cool. Look, post-apocalyptic movie, just like the anime. What's the guy's name? Kenshiro. Yeah, Kenshiro. Jerry Daniels plays him. Malcolm McDowell is in it. The bad guy, what's that guy? Lord Shin is Costas Mandalore. Melvin Van Peebles is in it. I forgot he was in there. Downtown Julie Brown, Isako Washio, and then old Rufio is in it. Dante Bosco. I thought this was a cool looking movie though. One of the things I like about this is Gary Daniels fights Vader. You know, Big Van Vader from wrestling. I think it's the only movie I've ever seen Vader in. And I think Ludwig Borga is in here briefly. I think he like hits him and breaks his jaw, like his jaw bends the other way. Or there might be someone else, but oh, and he does the little finger punch to one guy. I forgot who that was. He does that too. And then it makes his head blow up. Oh, and then Chris Penn is in here. I forgot. And he has the wrap around his head because I guess he had that pressure point thing done to him. And he wrapped his head up with stuff so his head wouldn't blow up. So he always has that wrap around his head. Very cool movie. And then another one. And this one's sealed. And this movie's fantastic. I really wish it had some other form of release. Savage with Olivier Gruner. Who directed this one? I always like to mention the director. I can't see. It's covered up by Made in Canada. Here's directed by Avi Nesher. Well, I didn't do any research on, but I love this movie, Savage, with Olivier Gruner. Really, really underrated, overlooked, unique movie here. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this. It's all about the VR. It's kind of like a futuristic movie, like Matrix times, or everyone's obsessed with virtual reality in this future. Really, really unique story. It doesn't have much of a description back here, and it would be so hard for me to explain what this movie's about. You just gotta watch it. I think it's on either Tubi or you can probably find it on YouTube. It just the descriptions just says When a power-hungry scientist unlocks the secret to the future world, Olivier Gruner of Nemesis and Automatic is the chosen one who must stop him and defend the future of mankind. I guess in a nutshell, that's what it's about. The world in this movie is freaking bonkers. It's like in the future, Olivier Gruner has like a beautiful family, and these terrorists like break into his house and kill his family, and they cripple him, or they injure him somehow. He ends up in a mental asylum, like he just goes crazy. He just had a mental asylum, and then something triggers him on the television, and then he just whacks out and jumps out the window and runs out into the wilderness and turns into a caveman, like, and then he goes up to finds this mountain, and inside there's like his beard grows out and everything. He turns into like a savage caveman guy. Really weird movie before set up for this movie. I don't want to give too much of it away, but he ends up finding like the supernatural being in there, like aliens, and then there's this bad guy. The bad guy in the movie, I forgot the actor's name. He's pretty good. He owns all of like the company that does like the computer stuff and the virtual reality, but he's trying to find the secret of the Atlanteans. The Atlanteans in this universe actually made a virtual reality world way back then, and that's where they all went. But he found like their computer, so he's trying to unlock that. And once you can unlock their power, you can become like the ultimate being like them or something. And Olivier Gruner's actually been contacted by these people, and they turn him into some kind of ferocious savage, like he's unstoppable, to try to stop this bad guy from unlocking their power. And he meets up with a female cop on the way. It's kind of like a buddy movie. He doesn't talk very much. Really weird movie. It's like Total Recall meets Tarzan meets The Matrix. Freaking bonkers movie. A lot of action though. Oh, I noticed in here one of the goons is Paco from Bloodsport, and another one of the goons is the guy that plays E Honda from the Street Fighter movie. It's just a couple little nuggets I thought I'd throw out there, but really bonkers movie. Kind of like a tech noir looking movie too at some points. All the thugs are trying to kill him in the city. At one point he cuts his hair, his beard and all that, and he gets a haircut, and he puts on those little glasses, and it looks like Olivier Gruner from Nemesis, so kind of a cool little throwback. But he, like, anyone that tries to mess with him, he's like a supernatural like savage animal. Like he's jumping off of buildings and like slashing at people, like he's super strength, almost like a superhero or something. In this crazy movie though, I recommend this. And that's it for the VHS tapes. Yeah, check out RetroVHSWorld VHS. I think that's what it's called. I'll put a link. I found he always has deals every day on Instagram. And then on to just the regular DVD pickups. I thought I would. This one I got was one of the few Albert Pune movies I haven't seen, and I watched this one. Corrupt with what's his name? With Ice-T and Slick the Shocker. Albert Pune directed. This probably has like a 1 or 2 rating on IMDb. I don't think anyone would like this movie, but I enjoyed it. It kind of reminds me of a play, like a lot of effort was put, like the dialogue of this reminds me of an old play, like it's trying to be like a Tennessee Williams or a Shakespeare or something. I don't know, but it's a really, really low budget movie. Not many events, just a lot of dialogue. Ice-T is in it. He always is the same, but he's not a bad actor. Like he kind of carries this movie. And then another person in here carries the movie. The star of it is a girl. I'm a fan of hers. Her name's Karen Dyer. I actually have a picture with her. The reason why I know of her is because she played Sheva in Resident Evil 5. Not only she did the voice, but she did the mocap. So she's pretty much Sheva. Really pretty girl, like pretty good actress too. Like probably people wouldn't have much nice to say about this movie, but her acting is fantastic in this. Um, so it's good to see her like in a lead role. Um, but she plays this woman that runs this it's kind of like a grill or a diner in the hood, and all, and it's run the Ice-T's, his name is Corrupt. He's like this really corrupt crime lord. He has like some cops in his on his payroll, and or he's in cahoots with some of the cops, and he's just he's the most powerful gang lord. He's trying to extort Karen Dyer's character. I forget her name, but her husband is what's his name? I can't think of the character, but he's played by Ernie Hudson Jr., son of Ernie Hudson. He's in this, and he's kind of like, he used to be a thug gang member, but now he's like going to school, and he's gonna get this job out of town. He makes a lot of money. He's gonna be gone for like 3 weeks. So he's gone. So he left his poor girlfriend alone in this place, this terrible diner, where this guy's always harassing her. He's trying to get into her pants, and her brother is Slick the Shocker. He's this little troublemaker thug, but she's always looking out for him because that's her brother. He's getting in all kinds of trouble. He's crossing this guy. This guy ends up kidnapping him and telling what's her name, the character. Karen Dyer's character, he said, "You better sleep with me and act like you like me, or I'm gonna kill your brother." So this poor girl's just got to do whatever Ice-T says in this. He's a real scumbag in this, but just a lot of dialogue in this movie. A little bit of action at the end, but it's really cheesy. Well, it's probably not my favorite Albert Pyun movie, but I enjoyed it. I kind of want to watch the audio commentary with Ice-T. And speaking of Albert Pyun, I already had this, and Ice-T even has a small cameo in this, a ticker. Not another one, not one of my favorite Albert Pyun movies, but I enjoy this, with Tom Sizemore, Nas, and Steven Seagal. So I might give this away to someone. I'm trying to spread the Albert Pyun love. This one's about Tom Sizemore's a cop and Steven Seagal's a bombs expert. They're trying to stop Dennis Hopper in this. It doesn't have his name on the cover, really. Dennis Hopper is the main bad guy in this, and he's a bombs expert terrorist, kind of like in Speed, and they're trying to get him. This really beautiful girl in here. What's her name? Oh, Jamie Presley. Yeah, she's the main girl in this. He's like one of Dennis Hopper's thug. It's like his lady, and she's one of the terrorists. Anyway, got that. Okay, the rest of them are all good, I promise. And I didn't watch them recently, so I'm not going to talk about them. I thought I had to get this for $1. I didn't have it. A classic right here. Robert De Niro in Raging Bull. Martin Scorsese film. I think this is the first one with him and Joe Pesci. Really cool boxing movie about, what's his name, Jake LaMotta. Was that the boxer's name? Yeah, Jake LaMotta, yeah. One of the best boxers back then. Really gritty movie. This guy's kind of a scumbag, too, the stuff he does in life. But it's an interesting movie. Good acting from our boys De Niro and Joe Pesci. It's based on Jake LaMotta's book, I guess. Yeah, and then here's one Eddie Murphy film I didn't have. I enjoyed this one I saw. It's been a while. Boomerang. And it's got what's his name? And Halle Berry was in this. I forgot. Oh yeah. Always hot. What's his name? Martin. David Allen Greer, Martin Lawrence, and Grace Jones is in it. Jeffrey Holder from Live and Let Die is in it. Oh, so it's got two Bond villains. It's got Grace Jones and Jeffrey Holder. Oh, and Eartha Kitt's in it too. So a Catwoman's in it. Two Catwomen are in here. Halle Berry and Eartha Kitt. Oh yeah, I just remember he was kind of like a womanizer guy that would always take advantage of women and then let's leave him out on the road. And then he meets a girl he really likes and she leaves him, so he kind of like boomerang, like comes back on him. He becomes a better guy or what. It's been a while since I've seen that one. And then this one, Short Circuit, for $1, I thought I would get. That one of my favorite childhood movies, and I hadn't seen it in a long time. It's not really one I ever really go back to that much, so I'm not really all jazzed about, oh, I'm going to go watch Short Circuit, but it's a really fun movie about the robot that gets a conscience, and number 5 is alive. And Steve Guttenberg's in it. Ali Sheedy, I remember she was in something else I liked. The main girl in here. That's a cute movie. I had to get this for, it's been so long since I've seen this. I had to get it for $1 though. National Lampoon's Vacation with Harold Ramis directs it, with old Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Randy Quaid. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this one, or the European, or Christmas. It's been a long time. And then I had all the other Blake Edwards Pink Panther movies with Peter Sellers. So I thought I should pick up the Curse of the Pink Panther. This one doesn't have Peter Sellers. I think this one came out in the 80s, 83, yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, I forgot who plays, like, if it's his son. Oh, and it has a cameo from Roger Moore in here. Heck yeah. It's got David Niven in it, and Robert Wagner. I think he was in one of the older ones. So yeah, I got to go rewatch all those Pink Panther movies. And then I'll end with this one. All right, I'm going to do this in under 45 minutes. I just had to get this for $1. Stephen King's It, the TV miniseries. All of it's on here on one DVD. So I had to get this one. I know everyone's all into It now. I really enjoyed this one. I don't know if it would hold up now, but it was a really fun miniseries when you were a kid. So it feels really scary. I don't know how much gore or blood there would have been, or because it was made for TV, so it couldn't have been like rated R. But I remember it was very terrifying and to me when I was a kid. Yeah, this has special feature audio commentary with a lot of the cast members. Very cool. I remember John Ritter was in it. There was Harry from Night Court. I forgot. Yeah, the mole kid from what was that guy named Henry something? He was a pretty good actor. Richard Thomas. Yeah, Tim Curry was the clown, really cool character. Anyway, I'll end it with that. Thanks for stopping by. Once again, thanks to Retro T-Bro, and I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel. He does a lot of pickups now. I think he's growing some traction on YouTube. And I'll leave it. And then HGR Hidden Game Room. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel. He sent me those nice gifts, and then I'll try. If I remember, I'll put a link to the RetroVHSWorld VHS on Instagram, where I got some of those VHS tapes. Other than that, have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if I don't see you before then. All the other happy holidays. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.